so we could eat them. I had somebody in the comments mention that I pretty well turned them off of pork by filming the pigs eating all the time since it was so gross. So if anybody's interested in becoming a vegetarian, I've got lots of footage of the pigs eating it. Apparently that's what does it. As you might imagine, we pull water out of the pond for the garden, and that of course results in sometimes stuff getting clogged up in these sprinkler heads, and I have to go around and take out whatever it is. It can be a dirt dauber from the outside, or it can be just pond trash from the inside. It just kind of varies. This time it looks like it's just a dirt dauber. There we go. I'm really kind of hesitant to show you the garden because it's pretty much a disaster. Everything is pretty well played out except for tomatoes. Tomatoes are the main thing that we're trying to keep going at this point. We've got some peppers out there as well. But I just got a really, really good harvest of Silver King corn that I was excited about. But I'll show you some of it, weeds and all. Again, I really hate to show you all this. These are our tomatoes. These are, this one right here is a Better Boy plant, and then there's a row of Parks Whoppers, and on the end there's some Floridades over there. This is the Silver King that I just picked, and here's some Roma tomatoes right here. And these things right here are the main thing that I'm trying to keep going. My wife loves Roma tomatoes, and I'm trying to keep these going as well as the other ones. Got a really nice crop of flowers this year. This was just a little packet that I got from Tractor Supply. It was a seed mix, and man, it did really, really well this year. I'm very, very, very pleased with it. It's a big boy right there. Another nice one. I noted on the last video that my family and I have been down with COVID for like over a week and a half or so now. We're pretty much over it at this point, but my energy levels are still pretty low, so I'm not really quite up to getting back on the roof of the chicken coop yet. But there's other random things that I can do that don't require quite as much energy. Like changing these old brake pads on my truck. Unfortunately, it looks like I have got the incorrect brake pads here, so I'm gonna have to run to the store and fix that problem. All right, let's try that again. Give it a little grease while I'm in here. I just took the truck down the road a little ways, and that quieted those brakes down quite a bit, and it was overdue for an oil change too, so that was a good thing that we just did. It's about 5 o'clock and I've just about had enough, but I wanted to show y'all something really quick before I knock off for the day. This is an Optima battery, and I was wondering how many of y'all have Optima batteries or have any experience with these things, but this is the second Optima battery that I've had, and I don't know if y'all can see that date label on there very well, that little yellow sticker, but it says August of 2014. I was just curious to see how many of y'all had a battery, had an Optima battery, or had any experience with those things, because that's the second Optima battery that I have had, and the last one lasted about 7 years as well. This one's on year number, what is that, 6, 7, 8? It's on year number 8. In August it'll be 8 years old. Of course, now that I'm bragging about it, it'll probably die tomorrow, so I'm making a mistake showing y'all that. But I just think it's really interesting. Those Optima batteries cost a little bit extra, but so far in my experience they have been really worth it. That's enough of that kind of stuff. Let's go do something a little more fun. This is a pin oak tree that's been down a few months now. It's been down so long that we've actually created a new road around it. It fell in the middle of this road, so we've just kind of been going around it instead of cleaning it up. And it's really no wonder that this thing fell. If you look at it close here, you can see it is totally rotten in the middle here. And it goes quite some distance. Probably goes a good 15 feet up the trunk. It starts getting solid right along in here. Still lots of rot though. This works out pretty good. This should round out our firewood supply for the year. So let's get it cut up and split and stacked. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. We got quite a bit of firewood, quite a bit of extra firewood stacked up here. I'm not certain that it's gonna be 100% all that I need for the year, but it's really gonna go a long way into getting us through the winter. So I know it's hard to tell behind me, but it's actually 2 of these big stacks right here, plus 1 smaller stack that we just added to. So that's quite a bit of firewood. It's 1.2. Last time I tried to do the calculations for how many cords this was on camera, I got in big trouble. But I'm thinking it's probably 1.5 or so cords at this point. And we don't use a whole lot of firewood here, so I don't know. This might actually do it for the year. I'm not sure. So it's taken me about 3 days to film this video, and that's not just because I'm tired, because we're recovering from being sick. A lot of it was we got other stuff to do. We went to church yesterday morning, and of course I just can't get outside and work all day long. But at this point, I am getting a whole lot better. My family's doing a whole lot better. We were all sick, like I mentioned earlier in the video and in the last video. We're all sick with COVID, and it's been, I don't want to say we had a severe case, because we really didn't, I don't think, but it was kind of rough, and we're all just really still kind of tired. My stamina's not quite back where it was, but you know, there comes a point when you're recovering where you just have got to go do something. You can't just sit around the house and sleep all the time. You've got to get outside and do something to try to get back to normal, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I can't just sit around. Even if I come out and work for half a day or something like that and then go take a break, that's a whole lot better than just sitting in the house, and that's good therapy for me. That's kind of how I like to get over things. But anyway, I really appreciate y'all watching this video. Thank you for all the prayers. I had several people mention they were praying for my family on the last video when I mentioned that we were sick, and I greatly appreciate that. We're all on the upswing here, and I hope to be able to get back on the chicken coop this week. So hopefully we'll have some videos about that very soon. I will see y'all on the next one, and thank you for watching.